Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Reviews with Cats here on 𝐿𝑖�ve𝑇ℎ�adventure. If it's your first time here, my name's Dustin. If you're into camping, you know the value of having a nice little light around camp. For a long time now, we've been using little lanterns like this, but this year we got an upgrade, and it is the Outask Telescoping light. This thing is pretty neat, and in this video we're going to go over all the specs and our thoughts about it. In full transparency, Outask did send us this light for the review, but there were no stipulations on what we had to say about it. So all thoughts and opinions are coming straight from the old noggin right here. The first thing that I like to go over in all of the review videos is the price, because that has a lot to do when determining whether you're going to buy one or not. There is the classic version, which you see right here, and that is $149. It's not a cheap light, but it's pretty cool. They also have the commemorative version, which is $179. And we're going to go over all of the details of what is different between the two, but both of those prices are just what the common folks pay, because if you use coupon code 𝐿TA10, you get $10 off of both lights. The classic version comes in 5 different colors: gray, tactical earth, which is what this guy is right here, army green, desert yellow, and my favorite, orange. Unfortunately, orange was sold out when it came time to pick up one of these bad boys, because you can bet I would have gotten that one. The commemorative version only comes in one color, and it's called translucent black, and it's pretty sweet looking. The light may be a little bit on the heavy side if you are an ultralight backpacker. It weighs 720 grams or 1 pound and 9.4 ounces. Hi Mochi. Another challenge that you may have is if you are short on space, because the light, when it is collapsed, is 10¼ inches long by 2½ inches across. Luckily, the vast majority of the time we are car camping, so space is not really an issue. Next up, I want to talk about durability, because being that this light is made for the great outdoors, it needs to be tough. This light has something that I haven't actually seen before. It has 2 different waterproof ratings. The body of the light is rated IPX6, meaning it is protected from powerful water jets directed at it from any angle, and it is resistant to heavy rain and weather. But it is not designed for submersion or prolonged exposure to water. Meanwhile, the lamp head and pole are IPX7. That means it is protected against the effects of temporary immersion in water up to 1 meter or 3.3 feet for up to 30 minutes. But the X indicates that it has not been tested or protected against dust. So that means if you're going to drop it in water, try to drop it in upside down. Speaking of dropping it, it is rated to withstand falls of up to 2.6 feet, which I think is right about the height of your average picnic table. And if you do manage to break it, it does have a 12-month warranty. If you're trying to avoid using that warranty, there are these little holes in the feet. You can always put a tent stake through it to keep it from getting knocked over. And there's also this little fabric loop right here that you can run a carabiner through to secure it to your pack if you're taking the light on the go. As far as the operating temperatures of this light, it will work anywhere from -4 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 122 degrees. And you're probably not going to catch us in either of those temperatures, so we're all set. The light has a built-in 12,000 milliamp hour battery that not only powers the light, but the Outask can double as a power bank as well. On the back, there is a USB port right next to the USB-C port that you use to charge it. And all you have to do is plug your phone in and we're charging on the go. Obviously, this does shorten the duration that you'll be able to use the light, but it's really good if you're in a pinch. Speaking of runtime, this light is pretty impressive. It has 3 different power modes. The first mode puts out 40 lumens and it will run for 65 hours. Mode 2 is a big step up. It puts out 250 lumens and it runs for 17 hours before dropping back down to low mode for another 3 hours. And the high mode is enough to make you feel like you're sitting on the surface of the sun. It puts out 500 lumens and it will run for 6.5 hours before dropping back down to low mode for another 7 hours. The light also has a blinking SOS mode, but I was unable to find any information about how long that will run for. When it comes time to recharge your light, it's going to take a second before this guy can get back in the action. From 0% battery to 100% will take about 5 hours, and you can find out how much charge you have with these little indicator lights right here on the front. Another really cool feature about the Outask is that it has dual color temperature. It has the cooler light, which is around 6,500 Kelvin, or you have the option for a warmer light, which is around 3,000 Kelvin. We typically prefer the cooler light, but the warm light does have a nice little nostalgic candlelight vibe to it. You can run both color temperatures in all 3 brightness modes, but unfortunately the SOS blinking is only in the warmer mode, which is too bad because for some reason I feel like the cooler temperature would be a little bit more visible if you were using it in an emergency. There are a couple of things that I absolutely love about this light, and the first one is how you deploy the legs. This makes it feel like some sort of a James Bond gadget because there's this little button on the bottom. All you do is you press it and the legs shoot right out and you're ready to go. And if that wasn't cool enough, this light also has little magnets built into the feet. This way you can stick it to the bottom side of your hood or to anything else that is metal. This is really useful if you're working on your car at night. And it also has little reflectors right here built into the tops of the feet. So if you have this stuck to the side of your car and you're broken down on the side of the road, hopefully it will be shiny and oncoming cars will see you. Moving upward, quite literally, the pole on this light is 36.6 inches long. It's robust and built out of metal, and it has a really nice smooth slide to it. So that means it will stop wherever you want it to. We have now come to the part of the review that most people are probably interested in, and that is the light. One of the things that I really do love about this light is that it has 720 degrees of rotation. That means if you want it pointed straight up, you can do that. If you want it pointed out to the side, you can do that. And if you want it pointed straight down, you can do that too. This is really nice because in the past we have used camping lanterns, which is nothing new. These have been in use for a long time. But the problem is the light kind of spills everywhere, it shines in your eyes, and it's kind of harsh. With the Outask, all you have to do is tip the light down and it is much more pleasant. And if you're wondering what kind of area this light can cover, well, I've got the answer for you. If you have it turned up to max brightness and pointed off to the side, this light can shine all the way out to 90 feet. Outask does have some really cool accessories for this light, and the first one is these little silicone covers right here. As I mentioned before, the light does have 2 different color temperatures, but these little covers will give you even more options. The first one is this white cover, and it's just a nice little soft diffuse light. The yellow one does give you more of those cool candlelight vibes, and our favorite is the red light. If you've never used red light around camp before, it has a couple really cool benefits. The first one is that it isn't blinding at all, and that leads right into the second benefit, which is since it's not bright, it doesn't constrict your pupils. So if you're trying to get out there and see the stars at night, you can go from this to the darkness and have pretty much no downtime. So you can see those beautiful stars and the Milky Way. You can get all 3 of these covers for $15, and in my opinion, it's a worthy purchase. As I was playing around with the light and the covers, I also noticed something that I'm not sure was intended ahead of time, and that is, since the light is already up, you can collapse the legs. You can use this as either a flashlight or a very short lightsaber, I guess. Another accessory that they make for this light is a carrying case. This is of course sold separately. It runs about 26 bucks, and even though I don't have one yet, it seems pretty cool. The case has an attachment point so you can strap it to your bag, and it even has a handle with a little window so you can access the power button if you want to use a light while it's in the case. Now let's talk build quality. This thing is an absolute unit. It has a really good heft to it, and it feels rock solid. I almost feel like I could play baseball with it if I forgot my bat. While the legs are plastic, they are very beefy, and I don't think that they are likely to break unless you're dropping it off a cliff or something like that. I have to commend Outask for not taking the easy route on any of the details on this light. All of the hardware is made out of stainless steel, and it just seems like this light is made to last. I know that it is expensive, but when you hold it in your hands, you can feel the value, and I think that it is worth it. Next, let's go over the operation of the light. Since there is only one button on the front, you need to learn how to get through all of the different modes. A long press will turn the light on in the cooler temperature at the lowest power. From there, it is just a short press to go through the different brightness modes. A double click will take you over to that warmer temperature, and just short presses to go through those different power modes. And then a double click will take you to that SOS flash. And now it's time to talk about the differences between the classic version and that commemorative version. Everything that we've covered so far applies to both lights, so what gives the other one a higher price tag? The commemorative version is the only one that comes in the black color, and it uses a powder spraying technology that is both more eco-friendly and scratch resistant. It also has an additional lighting pattern that is this kind of breathing light. I don't know exactly what I would do with it, but maybe if you're using that yellow filter on top, it would make it look more like a candle. The other difference is that the commemorative version does have a gold-plated circuit board in it. I'm not exactly sure what the benefit of that is, but I love gold. Whether those features are worthy enough for you to spend an additional $30 on that light, I'm not sure. That's up to you, but I will say that so far this guy has suited all our needs just fine. Everything out there has pros and cons, and this light is no different. So let's get into those cons. Something that we would love to see in a future version of this light is an even lower power mode. While the 40 lumens is not super bright, if you're going to be using this inside your tent, it could be pretty blinding. So if they could come out with something with a 20 or even 10 lumen mode, I think that that would be pretty awesome. Another feature that we would love to see in a future version is a lockout mode. Since the LED is pointed down towards the body when you transport it, it can be a little bit tricky to see if it's on or not. I mean, there is a little bit of light coming through that crack, but it would be a bummer if it got bumped in transport and you got all the way up to camp and then realized that you don't have any battery power left because it was turned on the whole time. I would also love to see that SOS pattern in the cooler temperature, as I mentioned earlier. I don't think it's a huge deal because I probably won't be using it all that much, but it would just be cool to have. And the last con that I could find is that the head of the light can get pretty dang warm if you're using it for extended periods of time. I guess that's just, how things work because the light's generating heat, but something to think about. But that is all of the cons that I can come up with for this light. So overall, I must say, well done, Outask. Well done. So who is this light geared towards? Car campers, overlanders, off-roaders, and anyone who needs hands-free, adjustable, wide area lighting. If you are working with that kind of storage space, this light does have a lot to offer, and we are excited to have it gracing our off-road adventures and campsites for hopefully quite a while to come. But we want to hear from you. Is this nifty little light going to be gracing your picnic table anytime soon? Let us know in the comments below. And that's going to do it for this review. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe because it really helps out the channel. And until next time, I am Dustin from Live That Adventure. Stay safe out there.